Greetings and salutations, citizens. This is Wolfphototech, and here we are with another delightful video. This time, it's not a typical book or a typical item I usually review, but it's going to be a magazine. This time, it's going to be Mad Scribe Magazine from Mad Scribe Games, which is run and owned by Chris Miller. He has his own TTRPG, which is the top there right there. This book is largely dedicated to TTRPGs in general. However, it has a strong lean towards the OSR scene. So there you go. As we go into the book, it is actually fairly nicely constructed. I've actually paged through it a few times. I have not read it incredibly in depth. But I've picked out a few articles and checked them over and read them through. So there you go. You have this really nice, simple front page with the credits as well as the contents. It goes into a word from the editor, as well as a advertisement for the Patreon for Mad Scribe Magazine. And then the first article is all on cartography, for dungeons, castles, a lot of professional techniques for doing so very well. A lot of tips for both pen and in computer cartography work. There is a free code, a free symbol in here for some music, so I'm not going to show that. But then there's an article from Grim Jim. If you don't know who Grim Jim is, I should suggest you go and find Grim Jim and subscribe to his channel. You got various articles and editorials from various people in the TTRPG and OSR scene. One on AI art and potential solutions for it, such as made by humans stuff. Some really cool artwork in here and advertisements. There's an article on gatekeeping in this first issue. There's a few other articles in here. Some fun little comic, as well as some other artwork. How D&D tried to live up to its name. You probably recognize some of the names. Some memes. There's a few memes thrown throughout the book. You have a tabletop board game section. I'm in sneezing mode. If I ever have to restart this video, keep restarting this video because I start sneezing, I'm never going to get done. Some board games. You got a section on an apothecary section for the Silk Road, but can be used for any OSR TTRPG. Section on poisons. Some sage advice. You have various other articles and advice sections from various other creators in the OSR scene, as well as encounters for various players as well. Funny little comic there. And then you have a section on wargaming in here as well. Some classic stuff. Some cosplay in here. And then we also have an extra 5th edition adventure in the back end for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition or any other game system that happens to be run on 5th edition. And this refers to as a side quest, so you could probably just slot this in between some of your adventures. And it just goes for a few pages. It's a not terribly long quest, but it's still fairly well written. There are some unique creatures in here, NPCs, and items like the Dagger of Blood, and a new type of Fey monster and a few other monsters, the Orb, and so forth. Another advertisement in the back end. Some more advertisements. So there you go. From what I've seen of this so far, it is looking like it's projecting to be in the high 3-star range, low 4-star range in rating as far as quality is concerned. It particularly leans strongly towards the OSR scene, but it still has some newer TTRPG stuff come up like it. Like, as I said before, there's a 5th edition adventure in the back end of the book. So it's quite nice. If I remember correctly, I think it was $14.99. I say it's roughly in the range of a good value to purchase. It's definitely a nicer book than some of the other OSR magazines I've come across. But so tell me what you think, and I hope you have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful week, and a magnificent month. And see you next time.